Welcome to the first episode of the Real Badminton podcast by Real Badminton Players. We are two badminton players who train under Paresh, our coach, and we have been discussing badminton a lot. But let's first start off with what is the need for this podcast. There's a lot of badminton content out there, but हम लोग को क्यों लगा कि ये badminton podcast का ज़रूरत है इंडिया में? Do you want to share your opinion on this?
एक्चुअल में हम एशियन कंट्रीज एक्चुअली इतना डोमिनेट कर रहे हैं, इतने सालों से डोमिनेट कर रहे हैं, बट देयर इज़ नॉट वन गुड पॉडकास्ट आई थिंक कि वो प्रॉपरली पूरा नॉलेज दे रहा है. मैंने देखा एंटनसन कर रहा था, एंडर्स एंटनसन पॉडकास्ट कर रहा था, ग्रेग मायर्स, और वो अच्छे वीडियोस बना रहे हैं, बट देयर इज़ no good podcast which is doing it continuously, which is giving good knowledge. और जो अभी बहुत सारे players भी है, influencers, so called influencers जो पहले बैडमिंटन का एक्चुअल में इंस्टा पेज चालू करते हैं एंड दे काइंड ऑफ शिफ्टेड टू कपल पेज और मीम पेज और कॉमेडी कंटेंट पेज. सो एक्चुअली आई थिंक अगर कोई पॉडकास्ट, कोई इंस्टाग्राम पेज जो है जो एक्चुअल बैडमिंटन नॉलेज दे रहा है, बीट स्ट्रोक का रील्स या इवन देयर आर सम हिस्ट्री काइंड ऑफ हिस्ट्री, तुम
इंफॉर्मेटिव पेजेस,
यस, बैडमिंटन का नॉलेज उसके तरफ से दे रहे हो, तो देयर इज नो गुड पेज. There are some good pages which are actually academy pages which are giving good knowledge about strokes, but they are also including trick shots, which is good, which is not bad, but
जो बहुत fancy stuff पे
क्योंकि उसी में views आ रहे हैं. I think
वही मेन उनका वो टॉपिक पे चला जाता है कि तुम बेसिक नॉलेज दे रहे हो या ट्रिक शॉट्स और ये सब चीज़ें दिखा रहे हो. सो यू शुड फोकस ऑन बैडमिंटन. सो आई थिंक दिस शुड बी और
द फर्स्ट.
यस.
एंड आई थिंक जब टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में सोचते हो तो द फर्स्ट लाइक द यूट्यूबर दैट कम्स इनटू माय माइंड इज MKBHD.
यस.
सो ऐसे गोल्ड स्टैंडर्ड नहीं है फॉर बैडमिंटन. I think CKU is
doing an incredible job.
But again, it's not Asian. Like
it's not Asian.
It's not focused on Indian scene. And considering the amount of players in India, the amount of revenue that these badminton companies might be generating in India, we really need to.
And I think we should talk about it bluntly. अगर देखा जाए तो बहुत सारे जो
blunt, honest opinions is what we want.
क्योंकि अभी देखा जाए तो एंटनसन भी पॉडकास्ट कर रहा था विटिंगस के साथ. ही इज इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर, सो वो रियल प्रॉब्लम्स पे बात कर रहे थे विदाउट शुगर कोटिंग इट.
करेक्ट.
सो आई थिंक वैसा कुछ पेज चाहिए जो एक्चुअल में प्लेयर्स के नीड्स है, जो इश्यूज है वो
एक्चुअली बात करें. दैट इज मेरा प्रॉब्लम भी, जहाँ पे आई सी कि कुछ पेजेस दे स्टार्ट ऑफ विद वार्म अप रूटीन्स, ड्रिल्स, बताना सब कुछ, एंड मेरे को लगता है कि शायद वो प्रॉपरली स्ट्रक्चर करेंगे इसको कि वो वार्म अप रूटीन, देन ये ड्रिल्स करो, देन ये करो, देन ये करो, फॉर दीज थिंग्स यू कैन प्रैक्टिस दिस, वॉल प्रैक्टिस, ये वो. बट देन उनको दिखता है कि उस पर इनफ व्यूज़ नहीं आ रहे, तो वो लोग सब लोग नाचना शुरू कर देते हैं बैडमिंटन क्लोथ्स में, एंड यू मेक अ रैंडम मीम इनटू अ बैडमिंटन मीम. मतलब it is horrible considering the crazy talent that we have in India. But this podcast is actually, I have a question for you. This podcast is actually your brainchild, but whenever we talked about it, there's a very specific rant that you have. You have a very specific issue with the badminton scene in India. What is it? Name the website.
So there's a website called nidhi.com. And when I was searching for the right badminton equipment, So basically, how people go about searching for a good racket,
Correct.
is he or she will have a player in mind, and you'll start researching on what equipment.
Because
that person
you
is
resonate
using.
with their playing style.
I want to be like him.
Correct.
something like that. So I saw Lin Chun Yi, and his smashes were so explosive.
The recent All England
Yeah.
Open winner. Yes.
And he's known as the left-hand cannon.
Okay.
So I was really interested in knowing which racket is he using. And so I searched on Google which racket does Lin Chun Yi uses. And the first search result was from this website.
Nidhi.com.
And it told me that he's using a Arc Saber 11 Pro.
Okay.
So maybe he might be using it sometime back.
Yeah.
But how would you get so much power using
An even balanced
racket? That was my question. And then I started looking at his match videos, zooming into his racket, and I saw 88D Pro.
Correct.
You can make out that blue design.
Yeah.
So that is when I started digging into the website more, and I found out it was not reliable at all.
It's a complete scam.
And the problem is, if you ask ChatGPT or Gemini, they refer to that website as their only source.
Yeah.
And that is where, I got this.
You want to take down Nidhi. Blunt, honest opinion.
Actual mein.
So please don't refer to that website for your racket needs.
Wonderful. But with that, let's jump into the theme of our first episode: badminton, past, present, and future. What do we think is the present scene of badminton in India? What is the future? But before that, let's talk about the past. हम लोग को सबको पता है what you can get on Wikipedia about badminton house in Gloucestershire and कैसे पूना में खेला जाता था. It was also called Pune for some time. And अगर आप Badminton Association India के पेज पे जाते हैं तो it says कि this sport goes back 2000 years तक. तो but apart from this information that's very obviously available on Instagram या ऐसे वैसे जहाँ वो लोग छोटे clips बना के भेजते हैं, what additional can we tell our viewers about the history of badminton? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, just like you rightly said, जब पुणे में start हुआ, so it was called Pune game, then it shifted to England, then it was called Battledore, then it was called badminton. So it shifted like that. तो हम इक्विपमेंट की बात कर सकते हैं, प्लेयर्स की बात कर सकते हैं. इक्विपमेंट्स तो इवोल्यूशन आ गया हर एक इसमें. वैसे ही प्लेयर्स का भी प्लेइंग स्टाइल देखा जाए तो वो भी अलग अलग चेंज होते गए. तो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट बैडमिंटन प्लेयर्स फर्स्ट, देन वी कैन टॉक अबाउट इक्विपमेंट्स लेटर in some episodes.
So we were thinking about doing a completely different episode on just the technology and the evolution, but जैसा आप बोले कि पहले प्लेयर्स के बारे में बात करते हैं बिकॉज दैट इज़ हाउ वी गेट कनेक्टेड टू द स्पोर्ट. हम लोग खेलते हुए देखते हैं किसी एक स्पेसिफिक प्लेयर को, किसी एक प्लेइंग स्टाइल को जो हम लोग को पसंद आता है, एंड दैट्स व्हाट इंटरेस्ट्स अस इन द स्पोर्ट. तो लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ यू. डू यू हैव एनीवन फ्रॉम द 1950s वाला एरा who you know and why you like them, or some player that comes to your mind who stands out actually?
So I think in that era, Padukone was the pioneer in this
He's
sport.
also called the father of badminton?
Yes,
He's the
also
father of
I will talk about it later.
Okay, done.
That's because that's correct. He was called father of badminton in India. And the player I want to talk about, he was called godfather of Indian badminton. So I will talk about it later.
Okay, let's finish this and then we'll finish the father, then we'll go to the grandfather and the godfathers.
So a lesser known player would be, I guess, Syed Modi.
Lesser known. There's a stadium named after him, Syed Modi International.
After it, but I don't think
history about him is a little hard.
People know about the history of that player.
Yes.
And so Syed Modi was actually known as Syed Mehdi.
Okay.
And the Mehdi Modi mix-up was actually a clerical error.
Modi was a mix-up.
In his childhood. And what happened
Very convenient.
Convenient mix-up.
So, what started off as a clerical error, people started knowing him as Syed Modi. And all his documents, all his certificates were, now Modi. So, that's like a lesser known fact about him.
Yeah.
But during the peak of his career, he actually was at the age of 14, he was the junior national champion. And people referred to him as the next Padukone. And unfortunately, he got into a lot of...
and he was shot.
Yeah, he was shot dead when he was exiting a stadium after training. And his wife, Amita Singh, and...
it's a whole controversy, I think.
But what I got to know about that case is that it's still ongoing, and his family is still waiting for
justice.
To get justice. So
So we don't know if he'll ever get justice, but is there any other player? You mentioned before that you want to talk about some lesser known players.
Yeah, actually, the player I want to talk about is Nandu Natekar, which is local player.
He's from Pune. He was from Pune.
He was from Maharashtra. He was from Nashik, but he used to play in PDMB, the Mecca of badminton in Pune kind of. So he was very artistic player, and he was known as godfather of Indian badminton. Yes. So he was the first player who won a medal outside of India, and he was the first player who got a Arjun award. So we don't know about him that much.
Correct.
Actually, जो पुराने ज़माने के players हैं उनको शायद से पता रहेगा, पर हम उनके बारे में उतना बात नहीं करते. So actually that's why I want to talk about him. And plus the good thing about him कि वो दोनों categories खेलते थे, मतलब singles भी खेलते थे and doubles भी खेलते थे. So he used to play in 3 categories: men's singles, men's doubles, and
then mixed doubles.
And he won. He kind of actually he won more than 100 medals throughout his career, international and national included. So he played when he was playing nationals. So he won 6 singles titles, 6 men's doubles titles, and 5 mixed doubles titles.
Wow.
So he achieved that much, but we don't know about him.
We hardly talk about him.
Yes.
And talking about how crazy his stamina would be, we know Popov brothers अभी जो singles and doubles भी खेलते हैं in the same tournament, और हम लोग बात करते हैं कि जैसे क्रिस्टो पोपोव अपना सिंगल्स तो वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप्स वगैरह जीत जा रहा है, बट वो डबल्स में उसके पास इतना स्टैमिना ही नहीं बचता. बट टू कम्पीट इन 3,
कंसीडर दैट टाइम का स्कोरिंग सिस्टम.
Correct.
That time it was 15 into 3 set, but it was when you have to
you only can earn on your serve.
Perfect.
Yes.
वो तुम्हारे लंबे और मैचेस लंबे चलते थे, प्लस हेवी रैकेट्स ही यूज्ड टू प्ले विद
wooden frames.
Yeah. Everything head heavy.
Yeah. So he was very less known player kind of. मे बी लोगों को पता रहेगा, बट ये हिस्ट्री और उनकी अचीवमेंट्स उतनी पता नहीं है. He just got expired in 2021 he got expired. But he was a kind of very great player and very knowledgeable player. उन्होंने बहुत सारे players को coach भी किया.
He had a coaching here in Pune itself.
Then I think Dipankar Bhattacharjee.
He is different.
तो दीपांकर भट्टाचार्य was I think 1992 में ओलंपिक्स में बैडमिंटन का एंट्री हुआ था, एंड ही वाज द रिप्रेजेंटेटिव फ्रॉम इंडिया. एंड देन कुछ टाइम बाद जब रिसर्च कर रहे थे तब आई गॉट टू नो कि इनका आई थिंक गुवाहाटी में एक उनका कैंपेन है, एक यहाँ पुणे में भी है. बट ओके, रिप्रेजेंटिंग द विमेन, I want to talk about Judy Devlin. So she is a player. When I started researching, I also did not know about her, but she is the only player ever to have won the prestigious All England Open title 17 times. यहाँ पे विदित सारन एक बार नहीं जीत पा रहा.
And I think Ansu Young is trying to break her title.
She's break her record. Yeah, true. She might. If there's some player who can, it's her probably.
Yeah.
But coming back to...
But she is only playing singles.
She's only playing singles, yes. Judy Devlin also plays women's doubles. And so she has won the title 17 times. And हम उनका एक interview देख रहे थे जहाँ पे she was talking about how she came to England to play this tournament. And she said कि उस वक्त कोई भी players popular नहीं होते थे. एंड किसी भी प्लेयर का स्कोर बोर्ड पे सिर्फ इनिशियल्स दिखता था, सो यू वुड नेवर नो हु यू आर प्लेइंग अगेंस्ट. सो शी टॉक्ड अबाउट कि अभी तो मेंटालिटी इट प्रेशर्स यू, क्योंकि तुमको पता है तुम्हारे सामने कौन खेल रहा है, तुम्हारे सामने वर्ल्ड नंबर 1 है या वर्ल्ड नंबर 4 है एंड इतना मीडिया वगैरह चल रहा है. बट उस वक्त हमको पता ही नहीं होता था, तो वी वर एक्चुअली प्लेइंग अ वेरी गुड पेयर फ्रॉम इंग्लैंड, बट वी डिड नॉट नो देम एट ऑल. हमारे लिए इट वॉज जस्ट अनदर टूर्नामेंट एंड जस्ट अनदर, सो दैट काइंड ऑफ शी वॉज लाइक हमको तो पता ही नहीं था एंड वी वर never expecting to win, but that is how she won her first medal. And there's an interesting thing, तो वो जहाँ से आ रही थी, her dad used to coach the sisters, and वो बता रही थी कि अभी जब हम लोग सर्व करते हैं, जो सर्वर है वो सामने खड़ा रहता है एंड उसका पार्टनर उसके पीछे खड़ा रहता है, बट वो लोग जैसे हम लोग रिसीव में साइड बाय साइड खड़े रहते हैं, वो लोग सर्विस में भी साइड बाय साइड ही खड़े रहते थे. एंड उनके अपोनेंट्स दिस प्रॉपर सेटअप में खड़े रह रहे थे एंड दे डिड नॉट नो कि व्हाट वाज दिस वियर्ड थिंग. ऑल्सो शी हैड नेवर सीन द यूज ऑफ बैकहैंड सर्व इन डबल्स. शी डिड नॉट इवन नो दैट. वो लोग हम लोग हमेशा ऐसी फोरहैंड सर्व ही कर रहे थे, तो वो ये यहाँ आके देखे वो लोग.
Might be because she was singles player.
She was a singles player, so that is why maybe her dad thought कि उस पे ज़्यादा कंट्रोल होगा दोनों का. बट दे डिड नॉट डू द नो द बैकहैंड सर्व. जब वो लोग यहाँ पे टूर्नामेंट तो जीत गए, उसके बाद वो लोग वापस गए, देन दे प्रैक्टिस्ड इट, वो सेटअप भी एंड वो सर्विस भी, एंड देन दे वर लाइक हाँ इट मेक्स सेंस. उसके बाद दे स्टार्टेड डूइंग इट. But I think we have talked a lot about the 1950s.
Yeah.
But what about the 2000s का era?
2000s era में सब तो मेनली ली चोंग वी एंड लिंडन का नाम लिए बिना वो एरा जा ही
कंप्लीट नहीं है, करेक्ट.
बट उनके बारे में मोस्टली सब जानते हैं. सो एक्चुअली में जब मैं जिस प्लेयर के बारे में बात करना चाहता हूँ वो भी सबको मालूम है, चेन लॉन्ग. बट ही ऑल्सो अचीव्ड वेरी टू मैनी टाइटल्स, बट उसके बारे में कभी भी बात नहीं किया जाता क्योंकि हमेशा वो लिंडन के शैडो में
रह गया. करेक्ट.
काइंड ऑफ लाइक ली चोंग वी के शैडो में लीजी जिया रहता है.
Yeah.
वो उसका काइंड ऑफ वो हो गया उसके बारे में. क्योंकि उसने वो फर्स्ट एक प्लेयर है, उसने तीनों जीते हैं. कि उसने ओलंपिक्स में गोल्ड भी, सिल्वर भी एंड ब्रॉन्ज भी तीनों जीता है. ऑल इंग्लैंड जीता है, एशियन गेम्स जीता है.
हाँ.
वो भी जूनियर्स में बहुत सारे मेडल जीता हुआ है, बट उसके बारे में कोई भी बात नहीं करता. प्लस ही इज राइट नाउ ही इज कोचिंग द चाइनीज टीम.
He is coaching.
Yes.
He has dedicated his
Yes.
life to badminton.
एक्चुअल में वो उनके बारे में उसके बारे में कोई भी बात नहीं करता. प्लस अगर डबल्स देखा जाए तो वी हैव टू टॉक अबाउट डैडीज, हेंद्रा सत्यवान एंड एहसान. उनके बारे में बात नहीं होता उतना, बट उन्होंने बहुत सारा अचीवमेंट्स.
Is there anything about their game जो आपको बस stands out?
एक्चुअल में वैसा देखा जाए तो सत्यवान का उनका पेयरिंग पहले से है भी नहीं.
Okay.
हेंद्रा सत्यवान का पेयरिंग पहले कीडो के साथ होता था.
Okay.
जो भी बहुत अच्छा प्लेयर था, बट उनका पेयरिंग बाद में हुआ. ही यूज्ड टू एनालाइज अपोनेंट्स गेम वेरी गुड. वो दोनों प्लेयर्स है सत्यवान एंड एहसान, और उनका एंटिसिपेशन इतना सही होता था, तो वो बहुत फ्लुएंट गेम दिखता था उनका. ऐसे लगता था कि वो इतना एफर्ट्स नहीं लग रहा है, पर वो उनका एक्सपीरियंस और एनालिसिस गेम और ये इतना सही था. प्लस अगर देखा जाए तो हेंद्रा सत्यवान इतना अच्छा, उसको हमेशा साइलेंट किलर बोले था, वो दिखता था एकदम साइलेंट, कभी भी एक्सप्रेशन नहीं चेहरे पे. ही इज ऑल्सो कोचिंग द इंडोनेशियन टीम राइट. बट उनका एनालिसिस के वजह से वो चेंज ऑफ पेस इतना फास्टली हो जाता था. अगर वो डिफेंसिव चालू है तो वो अटैकिंग पोजीशन में कब चले जाते थे सामने वाले को पता नहीं चलता था. तो ऐसे प्लेयर्स मुझे बहुत बात करने जैसे लगते हैं, क्योंकि उनके बारे में सब लोग सिर्फ वो डैडीज नाम उनको मिल गया तो उनको वो पता है. बट इनके बारे में इतने सारे अचीवमेंट्स सच में किसी को भी नहीं पता. मतलब ये एक दूसरे की कितनी बार अपोनेंट्स रह चुके हैं. जब ये पार्टनर्स थे उससे पहले कितनी बार अपोनेंट्स रह चुके हैं नेशनल टीम्स में, बिकॉज देयर पार्टनर्स वर डिफरेंट.
एंड एक्चुअली दिस डुओ they were responsible for dethroning the South Korean Leong Dae and his partner Yu.
I think Leong Dae is one of the players that interests you.
Yeah. So a fun fact about Leong Dae is that he joined badminton to lose weight.
So I know he has a problem with that, क्योंकि वो हमेशा बोलते हैं कि बैडमिंटन वेट लूज करने मत आओ, खेलने आओ. He's a very passionate coach.
It is kind of कि वो बाय प्रोडक्ट हो सकता है, बट एटलीस्ट यू स्टार्ट एंजॉयिंग द गेम
and be consistent.
तभी होगा.
So you cannot, if you want to join badminton to lose weight, you won't. But if you join badminton to play badminton, you'll lose weight.
Yes, exactly.
And I think the biggest achievement that Leong Dae had was he and his partner, they won the 2008 Beijing Olympics men's doubles gold, and he was the youngest player to ever
do that.
win an Olympic medal at the age of 19.
Wow.
That might be that time's record.
That time's record.
Yes.
Of
Yes.
course. And
Anything from his game style.
yeah, so that's a really good point. So South Korea is known for its amazing defense. And I think the pioneer of that defense, that strategy, is actually Leong Dae. And if you seen at the current reigning men's doubles,
Kim Seo.
Actually Kim Seo, and Seo has actually mentioned Leong Dae's name in many interviews
as his role
model.
Wonderful.
So no wonder you can see the defense being passed on to the next generation. But and there was actually an interview where they had asked which opponent, like to the men's doubles players that time, which opponent would you not like to have against you? So almost everyone
answered Leong Dae.
Yeah, Leong Dae.
Oh.
Because China's strategy was attack. They had an explosive game. So Kai and Fun, I think they were the doubles pair whom Leong Dae would block every time. They could not win.
Because it's very frustrating for the opponents. Agar aapka smash is the weapon, you keep smashing and it just keeps coming back. It keeps coming back. You lose the motivation to continue the rally.
And exactly that was the point that they mentioned, that ultimately you'd get
frustrated.
Exhausted.
Yeah.
You're out of energy. You can't smash anymore. That's the secret to South Korean defense.
South Korean defense. Leong Dae. But you mentioned Lee Chong-wei. I do want to mention about him कि इतना बुरा लगता है उसका story. He has never won an Olympic gold. It is so sad. हम उनका जब वो clips देखते हैं, I saw the whole matches, and like when he lost, so he had been wanting to conquer Lin Dan for a long time. Finally एक Olympics में semi-finals में he conquered Lin Dan. जीत के आगे गए and he lost. And he just looked at his coach कि किस्मत है यार ये मेरा, क्या कर सकते हैं. There's like nothing you can do about it.
Even Taufik Hidayat has mentioned about Lee Chong-wei's luck. And it's so sad. So all of these players, Peter Gay, Taufik Hidayat, Lin Dan and Lee Chong, they are known as the 4 heavenly kings.
The legend, I guess legend vision. is also from that. Leong Dae is also there.
Leong Dae
Leong
is
Dae
also
is
a part of that. So, like to elaborate on Tawfiq Hidayat, he was, like forced to join badminton in his, early age. He wasn't into it voluntarily, but ultimately he became known as Mr. Backhand because he has recorded a backhand smash,
a godly
of
backhand
305 km per hour. And he is the person who actually turned defense into offense. So people, in singles, you usually target the backhand side.
Yeah.
But for this person, you can't
do that
anywhere.
Yeah.
And
I've seen many matches of him and Peter Gade. Superb gameplay.
Yeah.
Because Peter Gade was also known for his deceptive game and Tawfiq Hidayat backhand. You can't miss those.
But talking about Peter Gade, he's also coaching now?
Yes.
He's coaching.
He was coaching Axelsen before the retirement of Axelsen. But he has academy in, I guess, Denmark and England, I guess. So...
But there was something, they were telling me an interesting thing about Peter Gade, about how strict he was about his training.
I think his attitude make him a legend. क्योंकि अगर तुम practice,
I think अगर आप legend है तो थोड़ा attitude होना चाहिए.
होना ही चाहिए. Yes. क्योंकि अगर तुम practice में अगर सामने वाला अगर खेल रहा है 3 versus 1, 2 versus 1 अगर तुम प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं एंड अगर सामने वाला लूज स्ट्रोक खेल रहा है तो तुम्हारा प्रैक्टिस उस इंटेंसिटी पे नहीं होने वाला जिस इंटेंसिटी पे तुम मैचेस या टूर्नामेंट्स खेलने वाले हो.
करेक्ट.
सो उतना फोकस वो जब खेल में लगा रहा है तो अगर सामने वाले ने मिस्टेक्स कर रहे हैं या अगर वो लूज स्ट्रोक्स खेल रहे हो तो वो कोच को बोलता था कि इसको हटाओ. मेरा प्रैक्टिस खराब नहीं होना चाहिए. एंड ये आई गेस एंटनसन या एक्सेल्सन ने उसके पॉडकास्ट में बताया. सो इट इज नॉट काइंड ऑफ कि किसी फालतू.
It's not a rumor.
Yes.
It's a valid because other Danish players are
telling.
Yeah.
So जब एक्सेल्सन यंग थे और वो उसको प्रैक्टिस काइंड ऑफ 3 versus 1 में ये कर रहे हैं, प्रैक्टिस दे रहे हैं, तो उनको भी उतना ही शार्प रहना पड़ता था. मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ पीटर गेड.
These two became legends.
Yes, पीटर गेड को प्रैक्टिस देख के इनका शार्प हुआ रहेगा गेम. पता नहीं हमें.
हाँ, correct.
But let's not give any ideas to our coach. We'll be spending less time in court and more time outside.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good point.
So, anyone you want to talk about from the era?
So, Lee Chong Wei is the person I wanted to talk about क्योंकि he has achieved incredible. But मेरे को इतना बुरा लगता है that he has never won an Olympic gold. He has never won even a world championship gold. And हम उनका एक ये देख रहे थे एक I think you might have seen the clips because अब हम लोग के Instagram थोड़े से sync हो गए हैं because we are all sharing the same badminton clips to each other. But I was seeing a match clip जहाँ पे Lee Chong Wei was fighting against a player जहाँ पे the player even though it was an easy kill उसको बार बार टॉस दे रहा था उसको थकाने के लिए. एंड ली चोंग वे गिव्स हिम अ स्टेयर, अ डेथली स्टेयर, एंड देन गोज एंड हिट्स द शॉट.
आई गेस इट्स वर्सेस जापानीज प्लेयर
बिकॉज आई थिंक द फाइनल्स वाज आल्सो अगेंस्ट देयर टॉप सीड एंड उसको वो थकाना चाह रहे थे. बट टू if you so that is a deathly stare that he gave, but to think about it कि उसके पास इतना टाइम था कि शटल आ रहा है, he is giving a stare and he is walking away and he is still hitting the shuttle right. To say कि what is the level of the command on footwork that you would have, the anticipation कि you are so confident कि इसके बाद मैं जो shot खेलूँगा मेरे को पता है वो कहाँ आएगा. That level of confidence that you need to have is incredible.
I think his footwork was like...
He's just walking on the court. He's just walking.
It doesn't seem like he's struggling.
Yeah, he's struggling.
Like in the recent ongoing Thomas and Uber Cup. I was looking at these England singles players.
Yeah.
they were all over the court.
The scrambling on the court.
Scrambling, literally. And
I don't even like Line Kristofferson. She's from Denmark, I think. वो भी बहुत ही एकदम, she's constantly यहाँ आ रहा है shuttle, वहाँ आ रहा है, but there are other players who are very smooth. Very smooth.
Maybe because of their anticipation also.
Correct. So Lee Chong Wei का I was seeing वही कि we can have a different technical analysis video, but Lee Chong Wei हमेशा shot खेलने के बाद most dangerous shot cover करता था. So he would just for that, and बाकी तो he was confident कि मैं तो ये cover कर ही लूँगा. तो he would always be ready कि this straight smash is the one that I have to defend the most, and उसके बाद he would do a direct directional split step to cover the other one. But okay, so that was.
I guess we should move to next era.
The next era, yes, because we'll
very
not stop talking about this.
Yes. और next.
Your heart is in that era, क्या?
अभी next जो era है वो because that
the 2015s.
These players are my favorite players because I like
go about
doubles.
It. Start. Let's go.
Minions. Let's go minions. So Kevin Sanjay and Gideon. So both very talented.
Just for the audience, you are yourself a doubles player.
I like to play doubles more.
Yes.
So I like Kevin's game very much. और वो भी same Indonesian player like that is Indonesian players. उनके भी other partners थे. Or Kevin Sanjay used to play mixed doubles, used to play singles also in early days, but focused on doubles, mixed doubles and men's doubles. And Gideon also used to play men's doubles with other player. Kido, same player who used to play with the Satyavan. Yes. Satyavan. So Kido was also a very less known player, but very explosive and उसकी हाइट उतनी नहीं थी बट यूज्ड टू जंप वेरी हाई टू स्मैश. अगर मिनियंस के बारे में बताया जाए तो इंडोनेशियंस का हमेशा ही
आपको पता है why were they called minions?
Because of their height. Yeah.
हाँ, but they were also used to dress in yellow.
Yeah.
तो हाँ, तो पहले क्या होता था, they had different outfits, but for जैसे tournament wise उनको jerseys वगैरह मिलते थे, तो वो लोग छोटे तो थे, but वो लोग को हमेशा yellow पहना दे रहे थे for every tournament, and they used to just keep like on the court. That's why they started.
Actually में agility, anticipation and killer instinct. Plus अगर देखा जाए तो केविन का गेम उसका anticipation और बाद में अगर उसको देखने में मजा आता था क्योंकि उसका एरोगेंस. अगर शटल बाहर भी जा रहा है still he will just make some flick action or something.
Isn't he the one who did that thing?
Yeah,
he was the one.
Yes.
Who tried to blow the shuttle out of the court.
Yes, but it was already out, but just because his arrogance, he used to play very good. I don't know why they split. I guess there is also a controversy because there was fight between
fallout with their coach.
Yes. It was not the case with Gideon. He stick with his coach, but Sanjay ने
बोला था कि मेरे को उतना टेंशन नहीं मिल रहा and coach के साथ fallout हुआ था.
But we lose that pair.
We lost that pair.
We lost that pair.
I very much
like he's in love with that pair.
Yeah.
क्योंकि उनका गेम देखने के लिए बहुत
fun to watch.
Yes, fun to watch.
Yes,
it's fun to watch. He's very proactive on court. No one is waiting for the shuttle to come. They are already
that killer instinct that he spoke about. But I think unka era was ended by Endo Watanabe.
Yes, Endo Watanabe was one player who used to dominate this. Otherwise इन्होंने सबके साथ आई गेस डोमिनेशन किया ही है. डेनमार्क प्लेयर्स के साथ भी जो मतलब काइंड ऑफ 7 feet वर्सेस 5.5 feet वाले प्लेयर्स उनका देखने में इतना मजा आता था. द रशियन प्लेयर्स वर देयर हु वाज आल्सो 7 feet tall. They used to dominate him also. Denmark players, the Bowie and his partner. So plus
Matthias Boy.
Yes,
Matthias Boy.
Yeah.
Matthias Boy was also an arrogant player.
Yeah.
हम उसका क्लिप्स देख रहे थे, ही इज सर्विंग फ्रॉम दिस हाइट एंड सर्विस जज फॉल्ट कॉल कर रहा है, तो ही इज गोइंग टू द अंपायर एंड सेइंग कैन यू चेंज द सर्विस जज, कैन यू चेंज द सर्विस जज, शी जस्ट कीप्स कॉलिंग मी कैन यू चेंज, एंड Jill Clark, our favorite commentator, she is like, he's trying to intimidate the service judge.
If you can't play the man, play the judge.
Yeah.
But just a nerd fact about Kevin and Gideon, they are the ones who made 88D famous. Like
Yes, they used to play with the second generation.
Doubles preferred.
Yeah.
Racket.
Right.
And just one more fact I would like to add, which I forgot about Leong Dae, is Leong Dae was so successful in doubles badminton that when he retired, he got a transfer fee of 1 billion. What's the currency there? I think 1 billion their currency.
The local currency.
And Yonex flew an engineer from their headquarters from Japan to South Korea just to tailor make a racket for him.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that could also be the case for Astrox 99 Pro, right? Because वो Kento Momota के लिए specifically बना था.
Yeah, it's Japan, so Japanese players probably they might have.
That racket is a sledgehammer. उससे हाथ खेलो तो हाथ टूट के ही निकल जाएगा उसको स्विंग करने में. But उसका वो लोग थर्ड जेनरेशन भी बना है.
Yes, अभी I guess
सिंधु खेलती है उसे.
सिंधु खेल रही है.
Alex Lanier भी खेल रहा है. There's a lot of other players also.
Yes.
But
Singles players.
Yes.
But
you want to talk about any player?
I think I'd like to talk about Carolina Marin.
Okay.
Led out.
Not a very popular or not a very क्या बोलते हैं humble player as such.
I mean that
I think she was one of the
A flamboyant such.
annoying player on the court. I guess we can say that because इतना चिल्लाती थी, but it was because of she wants to get into zone.
Was it just for the zone? Yeah,
both to intimidate your opponent also, but it was her thing kind of.
It was her style of playing.
But अगर तुम्हें जो मीडिया में अगर किसी कोर्ट में मैच चालू है और उसका मैच 2 कोर्ट के बगल चालू है तो भी तुम्हें समझ में आएगी कि
कैरोलिना मैरिन खेल रही है,
मैच चालू है. Yes, इतना वो आवाज आता है actually.
So actually Carolina Marin was a natural, she had a natural talent for dance.
Yeah.
So she was a flamenco dancer. Her mother was a flamenco dancer.
So she just inherited that.
Yeah, but she got into badminton in her, you know, like it's usually below 10. And she loved the sport. And she, you know, went on to win a lot of titles for her country. And if you know Spain is nowhere in the map for badminton.
Now I think they don't have any good players. Thomas Uber Cup mein they're like straight losses.
They don't have any. And a fact about her is that she won her Olympic gold medal, and she was the only non-Asian player
to have ever
win a gold medal in that particular women's. And also when she played the 2012 Olympics, she lost. And she tattooed the date on her hand.
Of the date that she lost?
Of the date that she lost to remind herself of that loss. And then she went on to win the...
She is one of the best fighters.
Yeah.
She was injured so many times.
Okay. I have a different opinion on this.
What?
I'll tell you why. तो Carolina Marin great player, ठीक है, but मेरे को लगता है fighting style was I like Intanon का fighting style. She was
I'm talking about the injuries.
The injuries.
Yeah.
But every athlete has to go through that.
Yes, but her injuries.
अब Li Jijia को देखिए. Li Jijia को देखिए. He's been fighting injuries for more than 2 years now.
So many years, yeah.
But he's still there on the court. वो अभी भी Thomas Uber Cup के लिए भी खेल
उनको भी रिटायर करना पड़ा because of injuries only.
But a fact about Li Jijia is that he doesn't want to go through the surgery.
Through the surgery, हाँ.
He wants.
He's refusing to go through that surgery. इसीलिए उसको इतना time लग रहा है to recover because he is saying he wants to do it naturally. But when we were talking about Carolina Marin, I was watching. So I want to talk about Tai Tzu Ying, the queen of deception, and Intanon, the queen of comebacks. Specifically Carolina Marin and Intanon का match. I think it was All England Open शायद 2022 का, and उसमें they were opponents, and Marin was leading 18-11.
Oh.
ठीक है, and she's screaming. हर पॉइंट शी स्क्रीमिंग. 11 पे जो ब्रेक होता है, जब मरीन का 11 हुआ, ब्रेक हुआ, इंतनॉन वापस गई, एंड स्टिल शी इज लाइक शी इज फ्रस्ट्रेटेड, शी डज नॉट नो व्हाट टू डू ऑन द कोर्ट. वो वापस आई, शी स्टिल लूजिंग पॉइंट्स. कोई माइंडसेट चेंज नहीं हो पाया, वो कोच उसको कुछ बोल नहीं पाए, नथिंग दैट कुड शिफ्ट गेयर्स इन हर, एंड मरीन चिल्ला रही है 18 पॉइंट्स, वो चिल्ला रही है. उसके बाद something just switched in her, and Intanon, no screaming, no yelling, pure class. She went on to win that whole match. Third set चल रहा था, वो 13, 14, 15. She took 10 straight points.
Yeah, she's one of the player who was very young when she started playing international tournaments.
हाँ, I think she was also one of the youngest players जो India Open भी जीती थी ना.
Yes.
है ना?
Yes.
हाँ.
वो बहुत यंग से स्टार्ट किया है और अभी तक वो तो अभी सीड भी, मतलब अभी तक सीड उसने लूज नहीं किया.
शी इज आई थिंक 7th पे है. चोचू वांग इज 8th and she is 7th from the same country. But
Intanon is like in zen mode. It's so peaceful to watch her play.
उसको देखने में भी मजा आता है, उसका गेम फ्लुएंसी ऑन द कोर्ट,
and she's always smiling.
Yes, actual में
she has a very respectful attitude towards the court, towards the players.
Thailand players and Indonesian players, every time they go out of the court, even Japanese players, they go down to the court.
Bow down.
Even when they take a shuttle from the.
हाँ, वो लोग ऐसे प्रणाम करके वो करते हैं. हाँ. इंतनॉन का एक और जापान ओपन भी हम देख रहे थे, which was against An Soo-young. An Soo-young was at match point, and ये she was I think 11 या 12 पे. And she did a comeback and she won it. I was like, shit यार, An Soo-young was like, इतना मेहनत कर, मतलब 8-9 मैच पॉइंट्स लूज करना मतलब इज टेरिबल. एंड उस टाइम पे जो इंतनॉन का वो फेवरेट शॉट है, द बैकहैंड क्रॉस नेट, उसके वो भी शॉट्स नहीं जा रहे थे. बट अगेन कुछ तो शी स्विचेस इनसाइड हर, शी डज नॉट येल, शी डज नॉट डू एनीथिंग, एंड शी जस्ट वन. One more interesting thing about the yelling part, जो कैरोलिना मरीन के साथ उसका मैच था, तो इंतनॉन इन फ्रस्ट्रेशन she was trying for a net kill, she hit it into the net, and मरीन बहुत जोर से चिल्लाई, उसको आँख में आग डाल के she was yelling Marine, which is disrespectful, because you yell to motivate yourself is a different thing. You win a point, you encourage yourself, it's a different thing. But you looking at the opponent and you screaming at them is not good. And this whole thing happened, and jab Intanon she was doing her comeback 18-19, and tab Intanon did a net kill. Sorry, Marine did a net kill which she lost. वो net में मारी. This time Intanon screamed, like this was the first time she actually screamed.
Actually never seen Intanon.
Yes, but there was that actual clip जहाँ पे Intanon does a net kill, goes into the net, Marine screams looking at her. Then the same thing in the same match, just 6 points later, Marine misses a net kill, and then Intanon screams.
But I guess even the Thailand players, I have never seen Wittgenstein screaming very loudly. Never seen them screaming loudly.
Marine has also had bouts with PV Sindhu as well.
Yes.
और अगर देखा जाए तो पीवी सिंधु वॉज वेरी साइलेंट पहले. गोपी चंद का मैंने कोई तो पॉडकास्ट या कुछ इंटरव्यू सुना है, आई गेस उन्होंने बताया था कि सिंधु को चिल्लाना भी सिखाना पड़ा टू मोटिवेट हरसेल्फ, और क्योंकि वो इतनी शांत थी पहले, तो आई गेस उन्होंने पूरे कोर्ट के लाइट बंद किया, उसको वहाँ पे खड़ा करके चिल्लाने के लिए बोला. She started crying, but she
did not scream.
Yeah.
But Sindhu now is a very aggressive player on court.
Because of Gopi Chand, she started screaming and she started motivating herself.
Which is needed. Yes. Because on the court you are your own supporter.
Yes.
ठीक है.
I think another notable mention is Hibing Zhao.
Hibing Zhao.
She's a Chinese player.
Oh, the one who she lost to Marine actually broke her ankle or kuch, and then she
she posed
very
with
sweet
the
player.
spin,
Very sweet, cute player. Oh, we forgot Tai Tzu Ying. I started talking about her, but the queen of deception. मतलब I was looking at the overhead shot, which is a little difficult shot, पूरा वो bend होके लेना. But Tai Tzu Ying इतना ज़्यादा train की थी कि उसके सारे overhead tosses, smashes, drops, सब कुछ एक दिखते थे. And the commentators would talk about how she has specifically trained that. And I was looking at some interview जहाँ पे बात चल रहा था कि Tai Tzu Ying जब इनिशियली खेलना शुरू की थी तो उसके कोचेस को लग रहा था कि ये गलत टेक्निक के साथ शॉट्स खेल रही है. But then, and they kept trying to correct her. But then she went on to win so many matches that they realized that she's created, she's invented variations of the same shot without ever realizing it.
उसके इवन अगर देखा जाए तो she was one of the few players जिनको रेड बुल ने बहुत पहले से स्पॉन्सर किया हुआ. मैंने उनका देखा है विक्टर का Tai Tzu Ying का विक्टर का Tai Tzu Ying एडिशन अगर देखा जाए इट इज वेरी क्यूट. You can look into that.
अब मुझे Tai Tzu Ying के पास मैगडी का भी स्पॉन्सरशिप था. उसके मैगडी का
वो वन ऑफ द फ्यू प्लेयर्स थी. वो इतना छोटा हाइट और इतना एजिलिटी थी उसमें कि वो बहुत फ्लुएंटली काइंड ऑफ लाइक ली चोंग-वी का फुटवर्क और उसका फुटवर्क, इवन एंटरॉन का फुटवर्क और Tai Tzu Ying का फुटवर्क देखा जाए तो सिमिलर लगता है मुझे. उनका फ्लुएंसी ऑन द कोर्ट इज वेरी गुड.
ठीक है, आई थिंक हम लोग प्लेयर्स के बारे में डिस्कशन कभी रोकना नहीं चाहेंगे. बट लेट्स कम टू द लास्ट सेगमेंट जहाँ पे लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द फ्यूचर ऑफ बैडमिंटन. इंडियन या इंटरनेशनल, व्हाट प्लेयर्स डू यू सी की आर द ब्राइट फ्यूचर ऑफ बैडमिंटन, इंडिया से भी एंड बाहर से भी? जस्ट 1 or 2 नेम्स दैट कम टू योर माइंड.
एक्चुअली आई थिंक अभी जो तन्वी शर्मा इंडिया से खेल रही है, मुझे उसका गेम बहुत अच्छा लगा. अभी भी बहुत यंग है वो, उसका और डेवलप होगा. प्लस एक रौनक चौहान करके है, ही इज आई गेस जस्ट टर्न 20.
ओके,
I saw his game. He's very explosive. Ayush Shetty तो अभी already
he's making a name for himself.
But उसके next अगर generation देखा जाए तो I think रौनक I like.
Not ईशा रानी बरुआ?
Yes, actually.
क्योंकि अभी वो चेन युफे के अगेंस्ट खेली, इतनी छोटी सी बच्ची. चेन युफे को वो फर्स्ट सेट में 20-20 हारी वो.
ईशा रानी बरुआ मैंने पहले से बहुत नाम सुना है. So
but she's अभी she has started winning ना.
मैंने गेम बहुत पहले से देखा हुआ है, तो मुझे वो एकदम रिसेंट नहीं लगी, इसलिए मैंने इसका नाम लिया था.
वो छोटी सी यामागुची है. We were talking about it. छोटी सी यामागुची है.
शर्मा is very recent, plus देविका सिहाग. She is also there.
Any international players also that come to your mind?
Popo is already there.
Popo was already
young, but Alex Lanier.
Alex also young, but अभी
हाँ.
और वो अभी जो ऑल इंग्लैंड जो जीता, he's
Lin Chunyi ना?
Yes, but he is also young. मतलब he is upcoming. So वैसे देखा जाए तो चाइनीज टाइप के प्लेयर्स वेरी एक्सप्लोसिव. When they are young, they are very explosive. Throughout their careers they might change. पर उनका गेम अगर देखा जाए तो पहले से बहुत उनका अटैकिंग गेम रहता है.
What about you?
And I think Thomas and Uber Cup was a really nice
an eye-opener
for the up-and-coming badminton players.
It's a good platform for them.
क्योंकि usually women's singles is, you know,
women's doubles
women's doubles drags on
very long.
सब सिर्फ toss खेल रहे. It's a very boring discipline it has become.
And for the first time I found this I think it's a Malaysian
pair जो बच्चियाँ who defeated the Japanese.
So when I saw them, they were like a female version of Kevin and Gideon. So proactive.
Yeah.
Especially the shorter girl of them. I think it's low. I mean, I don't know. But very proactive, and the BWF actually posts these short clips of play of the day, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
there is one where she's doing a backhand smash, backhand kill.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I think we are seeing a lot of good players. Unfortunately, India is not.
हाँ, मतलब लगता है कि ये लोग और भी और मेडल्स होने चाहिए थे फ्रॉम इंडिया.
डबल्स का अभी मुझे वैसे देखा जाए तो उस लेवल पे कोई भी नहीं दिखाई दे रहा. अभी देखा जाए तो क्रेस्टो इज वेरी गुड.
Tanisha Crasto.
Yes, she's very good, but I think she lacks
A good partner. Did you see her match अभी Uber Cup में with Selvam? तो she partnered with Selvam and मेरे को लगा कि at least it was a match to watch. कि मतलब कोई और नहीं तो ये तो सही वाला था, because they were both very explosive, and Crasto has actually, she plays with a Nanoflare 700 but she has a good smash.
Yeah.
Crasto has a good smash.
She has good analysis of the game.
तो जब वो स्मैश कर रही थी, the player was very proactive on the net कि अगर एक स्मैश मारा है तो उससे एक वो सेटअप से एक पॉइंट हमको निकालना है एंड नेट पे
मिक्स्ड डबल्स प्लेयर, सो
yes,
उसको सेटअप करना ज्यादा अच्छा.
हाँ, but she played backcourt also very well.
Very good, yeah.
हाँ, तो
Unfortunately, they had to get Sindhu into
women's doubles. The reflex level that's needed for a doubles player is
And power
way too high.
also.
I think Sindhu used to play doubles with Saina Nehwal probably.
Very
Very
long
ago.
But up to it's like the game is way too fast now.
Yeah. और पावरफुल ऑल्सो अगर देखा जाए तो कोरियन जो वुमेन पेयर है या वो स्टोइवा सिस्टर्स.
The Stoiva sisters.
वो कितना पावरफुल गेम खेल रहे हैं.
हाँ.
अभी वो यूरोपियन ये भी जीते,
Championships जीते, yes.
अगर वो देखा जाए तो वो उनका गेम, आई डोंट नो, उनका जीन्स भी है, मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन ऑल्सो, बट यू हैव टू गो वेरी हार्ड इन वुमेन्स डबल्स ऑल्सो नाउडेज.
Any specific name that you want to just throw out there कि I would like to see this person become the world number one?
The world number one.
At least the top five.
Ayush
Ayush
Shetty is very good contender from India. मतलब बाहर के तो और
he's giving a tough fight to
players.
Yeah.
हाँ यार.
Victor Lai.
Victor Lai. I was wondering how no one has mentioned Victor Lai. Or even Tomoka Miyazaki.
Miyazaki is.
She's still very young. जो I studied about Tomoka Miyazaki was, I think उनके यहाँ पे जो जूनियर चैम्पियनशिप्स जब तक वो 18 years के हैं तब तक वो लोग खेल सकते हैं. बट when she was 16 she won it the first time. When she was 17 she was still eligible for it, but the Japan national team decided कि इसको अब सीनियर्स में खिलाना शुरू करते हैं early on, ताकि जब तक यामागुची वगैरह रिटायर होते she would be ready to take on this for it.
मुझे
Japan.
लगता है विक्टर लाई का गेम अगर क्रैक हो गया तो
जो लक्ष्य सेन शायद क्रैक कर लिया है.
यस, तो इसीलिए मुझे विक्टर लाई का मैंने इतना जल्दी ये नहीं लिया. एंड कनाडा का अभी अपकमिंग उनमें और एक प्लेयर है, बट ही इज एक्चुअली विक्टर लाई से पहले उसका बहुत नाम चलता था. मुझे अभी उसका नाम, यस, कनेडियन प्लेयर है, but I think he is not actually from Canada. He is also Asian.
हाँ, I think everybody Canada से सब ऐसे ही निकल रहे हैं.
Yes, but वो विक्टर लाई के पहले उसका नाम बहुत आगे आता था, but विक्टर लाई उससे जीत के अभी बहुत जैंग नाम है उसका, मुझे exactly याद नहीं आ रहा है अभी नाम, but he was there in Canadian team.
ठीक है, with that we wrap up the first episode of the Real Badminton podcast, Real Badminton Conversations with Real Badminton players. Thank you so much for coming. You are actually with me. You are the host also. So thank you for coming. And we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.